Welcome to Sarantwi Education Channel. I believe you can hear me, everyone. Today we are going to take a look at Microsoft Word. Specifically, we will focus on Term 1, Microsoft Word content. Now, if you can hear me and see my screen, may you please indicate in the comment section before I start. All right. Thank you very much, Remofiwe. Now, before we start solving the questions, let's take a look at the Microsoft Word content for Term 1. I will take you through, first of all, the ATP. Now, if we look at grade 12 ATP, according to the ATP, the first Microsoft Word topic that we need to consider or take a look at, that will be week 2. And then if you look at week 2, it says reinforce content, concept, and skills from grade 10 and 11. In other words, activities should include grade 10 and 11 knowledge and skills. So first of all the Microsoft Word that was done in grade 11 and then grade 10 must be revised. So meaning that your topics or these terms, practical questions can also include grade 11 and grade 10 content. Then again, links that bookmark, hyperlink, cross-reference, then also review, that is proofing, comment, track changes, and then if you go also to week, that is week 7, we also have line breaks, that's paging issues, like widow and orphan and keep lines to next. Then lastly, for Microsoft Word for this term will be forms, that's gather information and data collected and import data via electronic forms for information management. So basically, Microsoft Word, we will only be looking at the links, the page line breaks, and also grade 11 content. So I have compiled these topics. Now, grade 11 content and grade 10, file management, page setup, find and replace, links, image and graphics, cover pages, watermark and background colors, document layout, that is the basic layout formatting, header and footer, section break, page numbers, odd and even, proofing, track changes, columns, and then multi-level list, tables, and the line break. So all these are supposed to be covered by grade 12. So meaning any of these topics, you must expect questions from that. Then including indent, drop cap, developer forms, styles, and then also text stop. Then we also have footnote and endnote citation, index, and then mailings. But then also term 2, they talk about mailings, but remember grade 11, you did mail merge also. So basically, almost all the topics for Microsoft Word should be covered in term 1. So most of the practical questions that you're going to get, majority of the marks will be from Microsoft Word. Now, without wasting much time, let's go straight to the activities or questions, then we solve them one after each other. I'm going to pick at least 2 or 3 questions per each topic. And if you have any question, please don't forget to add it in the comment section. I'll read it and then respond to everybody's question. Right. So this document, I just shared it, and then you also get it together. The files also, you get them. Now for the week one, like the links and the reinforcing the content from grade 10 and 11, these are the things that you should know. For grade 10 and 11, they talk about input data from different file formats, editing page special, integration with spreadsheet, and then find and replace. So I'm going to pick 2 or 3 activities for each. Regarding file management, I'm going to open to history. So you join me. So to history or to history 2. Uh, let me copy it once again. It seems my data files are going to give me problem. Just a minute. I have to get my data files. So those of you who are also struggling, when you go to the drive that I shared with you, you are going to find the practical activities for grade 12, Microsoft Word. So you can download it. This is also spreadsheet. And then also I have HTML and then database. So you can download them also. Right. So to history 2. Right. I have them here. Okay. Now the first question, it says insert the file path of the document into the header and then find the placeholder below the heading. What are the Winter Olympics? So these are the two history 2. You can also join me and then have access to the file. I just want to have a copy of the file. Now, it says must insert the file path. How do you insert the file path in the header? You double click on the header section. Now remember, the header section is this part on top here. You double click. Now, when you double click, it's going to open header and footer section for you. What are the things that you can insert there? You can insert header by typing the text. We can also insert footer. We can also insert page numbers. You can insert date and time. And then the document information, like the author name, the file name, the file path, the document title. You can also insert other properties that are not here. You can click on it and then insert it. Now, again, other properties like the published date and then the keyword, you can insert them. Then sometimes they can ask you to also insert maybe the number of words and others, you go to field. So here, this question says we have to insert the file path. So you go there and then you click on the file path. So this is how we insert file path. Right. The second question says, find a placeholder below the heading, what are the Winter Olympics? And then insert the text found in the to extract document. We have to insert the text found from this document in the data file into the document. Ensure that the font type matches the previous paragraph. Right. So here we need to add a content from another file into this document. So we need to just go and then locate that placeholder. They said the placeholder is below what are the Winter Olympics. So let me just find the Winter Olympics. Okay, it's not there, but then I can insert it anywhere. Let's say I'm going to insert it at the bottom of the page. Now, we are going to insert the content of to extract over here. So these are my Word documents. So to insert the content, we go to insert and then you choose object, then you find text from file. So insert object text from file. Now you go and find out the text from that particular file. All right, so this is the data file. And then remember the question says to extract document in the data file. So we have to go and look for to extract document. It's better you choose all files. If you are not sure, you choose all files so that it will indicate all the files. And then we search for it here to extract. There we go. Right, now we have inserted the content. So we use object text from file. Then the question says it should be the same as the other text. So this is the text that we have here. And then you can choose format painter so that it will be the same as the other text. Then you come and put a brush around this paragraph so that the text will be the same as the other content. Right. So that's how we insert the content from other file. Again, sometimes they can ask you to insert it as an object. Let's say we were supposed to insert this as an object. We were supposed to insert to extract as an object. So you go and look for to extract. You drag it. And then you go and then drop it where the content is supposed to be. Then it's going to be as an icon, like you see here. So if I double click on this, it's going to open the file for me. So this is another way of inserting as an object or as icon. So instead of you to go through the long process like this, insert object, then you pick the object, create from file, then you browse. and then you look for to extract. Then you take display as an icon and then linking to file. So you see these two are all linked to the file that to open. So the shortcut is just do drag and drop. You just go and look for the file, you drag it and then you drop. If it's to climate, you drag it and then you drop it. So that it will be there as an icon. That is the shortest way of answering such type of questions. Right. Let's move on to the next question. To echo, is it insert the to climate document in the text box to display as an icon, just like what I just displayed here. To echo. So when you open to echo, and then we want to put the content here as an icon. So like I said, you can do drag and drop. And then it will be there. Or the longest method, you have to go through the longest method and say insert object and then object. Then you go to create from file. That is a long way. So just know practice the drop and drop, drag and drop, and then to be there as an icon. Right. Now let's go to the next question. 2M shows insert a field to insert or use a field to insert a number of words in the document to the right of the text number of words. So 2M shows also as a field. To M shows so if you go to the bottom of the page, here over here, there's a number of words. Now the question says we need to insert a field to display the number of words. So there you go to insert, quick paths. Anytime you are inserting the field, you go to insert, quick paths, and then you choose field. Alternatively, you can achieve that. You can achieve that by going to search and then you type field. So it's going to give you field or quick path, and then you go to field, or sometimes you say document info. Now, all the fields are here. We have the comment field. We have the create date. They can ask you to insert the create date, the date it was created, or the current date. We use date. If you want the current date, you use date. And then file name, file size, and other. They can ask you also. So here they want a number of words. So it has been arranged in alphabetical order. So you go to number of words. They can ask you to choose any of these formats, whether 1, 2, 3, or ABC. So the ABC format did not work. So we use the 1, 2, 3, number of words. So the number of words, 1,301. So that's how we insert a field. They can also ask you to insert a field like the current date. So there also you choose date. Then they can give you a specific format for that date. For instance, if the format is not here, you must type it there. You know, when I click here, it gives me a certain format. So let's say that format is not there. And they want the date to be displaying only the year. So you choose the existing format, then you delete all of them to only show the 4Y. Then this one is going to give you only the year. Again, store under the date. You can use document info to also get to date. So when you go there, let's say they want only the time, the current time. Now you can see the current time here. It's only the date. So if they get a question by saying display the current time, so you cannot find the current time here, or even if you choose time, it will also pick here for you. But then you have to choose the time format. So you can also use the date and then you choose the time format, whether only the hour and the minute, and then also second. So that the current time in full, hour, minute, and then second. So watch out for some of these fields. They can ask you all these type of questions. Right. Now, if you look at this one here also, they say the word count. That's the number of words. So that it will be updated. One mission. Let's go to one mission and then we answer that question also. So all these are properties. So one mission. Now, according to the question, it says, insert the text green club in the status property of the document. Now, this is the document, now the status property. You can just go here, just say status. It won't work. So what you need to do is you go to file. When they are talking about properties, you go to file and then you choose info, file info. Then you are going to find all the properties of the file, like the file size, like the pages, number of words, editing, and others. Now, if you don't find a specific file size here or the property here, you click on show all properties. Show all properties, then you will find the status. Status, then you can now type the status, which is the green club. Right, so they can ask you to even add the category or change the author name or add the author. You just go here and then you change the author. So that's how we change the properties of a file. Then again, still under the properties, Q1 rugby. The question says, inspect the document and remove all hidden text. So this is also about inspection to remove all hidden text. Q1 rugby. Now they say we must inspect this document and then remove all hidden text. Now, how do we inspect a document and then remove the hidden text? We can do so. You can go here. If you don't know where to find it, you say inspect. It's part of prepare for distribution. And then you will see inspect document. So when you type prepare for distribution, you see inspect document. Or it is also part of review. You will see them there. Compare and then combine and then protect. You'll find all of them there. But the best way is to go to file and then when you go to file info, you will see protect document, inspect document. That's the right way of doing it. You go to file info and then you're going to see inspect for issues. Then you see inspect document. They can ask you to also check for compatibility and others. So here you go to inspect document You say yes. And then you click on inspect. It's going to check for all the issues. Now, under the hidden text, you find there's an issue. All the properties that has issues, you see them remove all next to it. So you can see here that embedded document has no issue. That's why I don't find anything here. But hidden text has an issue. Hence, you see exclamation mark. Then you click on remove all. So it says hidden text was successfully removed. So you have inspected and then remove all the hidden text. So if you re-inspect, you are not going to find anything under hidden text. So when we are marking, we will check the hidden text. There's nothing there as remove all the issues. Right. So that's how we inspect and then we remove issues from a document. Now, when you look at one pyramid, it's also talking about inserting a word processing document as an icon. You can try it also. All these documents are there for you. You can try your hands on them. Q7 graph. Also, it said open the Q7 document, insert the pie chart from the yellow card worksheet into the document, ensuring that it remains linked so any update to the graph are automatically reflected in the document. Save and close. So let's open Q7 graph. So that one is different. So we open Q7 graph. Right, so we are going to copy the graph and then we'll paste the graph here as a link. Now, according to the question, it says, we must insert the pie chart from the yellow card worksheet into the document. So there's a graph that we are going to open the pie chart from it. So let's take a look at that graph. Q7 red. And then yellow card worksheet. So this is the pie chart. You right click and then you copy the pie chart. Then we are going to paste it here. Now, when you are pasting as a link, you go there and then you see paste special. Now, if you are using paste special, it's going to paste as a link. We have paste with Excel object. Now, this question, let's check again. It says, so that it automatically updates. Whenever you change it in the spreadsheet, it will be changed also in Word document. So in such cases, you have to choose paste link. You have to choose paste link, not the normal paste. Paste link, and then you choose Microsoft Excel chart object. Sometimes, again, they can ask you to display it as an icon. You take that also. But here, we are not displaying as an icon. Then we click OK. So this graph is here. When I double click, it will open it. Whatever I do here also, if I change something here on the graph, like the labels, when I come here, it should update automatically. If I right click and say update link, it should be there. So whatever you do in spreadsheet will be affected also here. That's how we do the linking part. Right. Now, I think we have exhausted most of these questions. If you look at 7 application also, they wanted to copy the chart and then it updates automatically. Then one home also, there's a table that we have to copy and paste it as a link. Again, you copy it and then you paste it, use paste special, then you paste it as a link. Now, one oversharing. Find the orange arrow above the bibliography. Insert a link on the arrow so that when it is clicked, it will take the user back to the top of the document. So this one is, let's open it and see. This one is just a hyperlink. It's a hyperlink question. So one, oversharing. Right. So it says we must go down and then bibliography. Let's read the question again. Find the orange arrow above the bibliography. Insert a link on the arrow so that when it is clicked, it will take you back to the top of the document. So this is an arrow. So you select it and then you can right click on it, then choose link. Now, when you are linking on to something that's on the same document, we use place in this document. And then choose top of the document so that it will be linked to the top of the document. So here, if I press Control and then I click on it, it takes me back to the top of the document. So that is what this question wanted us to do. This is also the document inserted. So basically, these are all different types of questions about the linking.